A very good afternoon to all. As we all know, the global MVT market was pegged at 53,768 million in 2017. It is estimated to reach 143 lakh million by 2025 with a CGR of 12.9% from the year 18 to 25, with more than 14 million patients traveling out globally for actually healthcare treatment. The industry is expected to grow around 15 to 25% annually, and I think that is a big boom we see in the healthcare industry. India is one of the key MVT destinations, and we had around 1.5 lakh patients seen annually coming to India before the pandemic, but now we are seeing approximately 5 lakh patients coming to India annually. So I think I would start this panel discussion where we have very eminent panelists, but I think I would like to go the other way around. I'll first start with Dr. Ahmad. What are the challenges of having non-certified facilitators in MVT, and why should an accreditation be done? You have 4 minutes each, please.
Yes,
Not
boss.
more.
Yes, boss. Thanks, Dr. Devi. I think, as you very rightly pointed out, that the numbers have only grown exponentially over the last few years. And what's happened is that India lost its credibility because every person became an agent. From a taxi driver to an airport porter, everyone became an agent. And India lost credibility. And hence, I think the government took a very strong step of accrediting facilitators. I have one of my companies, India's first NABH certified company that is very important. And we realized the advantages of going through the accreditation process also streamlines your own process in creating more transparency. In a way that the patient who wishes to come down has a choice to make with a recommendation, eventually lands up as his or her choice. So accreditation, I think, is very, very important. And I think it would be really nice if hospitals stop entertaining non-accredited facilitators.
Okay. I would like you to speak on architecture design. How can we help India to brand itself into a favorable position, and also a new concept which very rightly put forward by you, known as hospital space.
Thank you, Viniji, and thank you to the management of HPIE for inviting me. So I've seen that a lot has been talked about already, and a lot is already discussed. So I want to bring a new concept here, because I believe there are a lot of experts here sitting, and all are with the aim to brand India as a favorite destination, and also to see like how India can differentiate and provide some kind of services which are new generation today's services. So I want to coin it down here, hospital office. Hospital office. So the kind of the life and time that pandemic has shown us, it has given us the a way to work in a remote situation. So I see that there is going to be a need, and there is a lot of possibility for India to work in this segment, wherein people from around the world can look at India as a destination where they can continue to work in a space which is nice, interesting, has tourist value, and at the same time has all the resources for working. It will not only help patients who want to work and still get medical facilities, but it will also help those who attend the patient, and they don't have to leave their work and come. They can continue their work from from anywhere in the world, even from India for the world. So this is one thing that I would like to suggest. The next is that I can see that architecture and design can play such a big role, and it is important to connect. There is a disconnect at the moment between the healthcare professionals and the architectural professionals. I would like to suggest, and we can be very instrumental in connecting both the segments, and I believe by connecting these segments, There are about more than 800 architectural schools in India. If you go by the Council of Architecture, there are more than 1,15,000 registered architects in India. We need to connect both these segments so that this kind of thing that which we are looking at by implementing best of architecture design in medical tourism facilities, India can not only differentiate as a brand, as a favorable brand for the world. So I look forward to these two things and look forward to all the discussions by others. Thank you.
Dr. Jagruti, I think we would be interested to know from you with your expertise, the MVT, how we would expand the gamut to include the health tourism and also, as you very rightly keep saying, heal in India.
Thank you, Minnie. There is always, so we know that the medical value tourism is very, very up for India. There is cost advantage, there is a skills advantage, we have good skilled doctors. But of late, including the government, what we are trying to promote is also wellness. So when we take the WHO definition of health, we have mind, body and soul. And what better destination to go to than in India? So, even on the, India is ranked 10th in the medical value travel, but also we rank 5th in the wellness segment. So getting all this together, I think will help. The government of India has also taken a lot of initiatives, and there is Heal in India concept. They have a health portal in which they are going to put out all the accredited, both from the treatment side as well as from the wellness side players out there. I think we can look forward to a very happy and proud destination to be made in India.
Dr. Rajesh will be briefing us, I think, on a very important aspect without which MVT cannot function in any country, and that would be the medical legal aspect and the challenges which every country would be facing as well as the patients would be facing.
Good afternoon, everyone. I need a response. Good afternoon. Because it's a post and closing sessions, so it is required, and I am thankful to Afzalji and Manishji for such a grand endeavor to be with you all people, and thankful to moderator Viniji in spite of her rushing to airport, but still she is with this academics here, so give a big applause for her. And the topic given me to is regarding the medical legal aspects. But let us start, as Viniji has rightly spoken in the statistic data, that it will be from 1.5 lakhs to around 5 lakhs. So we can understand that whenever you are providing the services, likely to create some dissatisfaction also. When the number increases, the dissatisfaction is going to increase, and when dissatisfaction increases, it will lead to some legal consequences. So one has to be prepared, and that is the scenario, as rightly mentioned, that when number is increasing, it is going to increase. And another point very rightly said by Dr. Ahmad, and that was right from the taxi drivers. The affection is done by the decision sometimes makes by a taxi driver. In our country, there is no control and nothing is. We are a democratic country and also autonomous country. And in that circumstances, there are so many factors affecting the results. Suppose we start medical tourism, but what is tourism? And you understand what tourism means. You always dream something. Suppose you have planned to go to a Kashmir. You have heard about that it's a paradise on the earth. So your imagination is absolutely different. And when you reach and land down at the Srinagar airport and going to some place, your expectations will be different, which may not be matched at all, whatever your imaginations. And that imagination is going to cultivate the dissatisfaction. And ultimately that dissatisfaction is going to take you to the legal consequences. So whenever your imagination is high, your expectation is high, ultimately the industry is not going to cope up with the situation, and ultimately it will lead to legal situation. So we have to prepare ourselves for this part also. Another important change that our government of India has made, and that is very important, is a change in the Consumer Protection Act. In 2019, a new act has been carried out. majority of the medical practitioners I know, they are facing the problem of consumer protection act because it is very easy remedy to get something, and there is a focus made by the patients and lawyers in the society. What is happening? Previously, medical negligence can be sued in the civil court only. Before, I am talking about before 1986, when no consumer fora or commissions were available. In that circumstances, what was happening? You have to sue for medical negligence against the doctor in the civil courts. And in civil courts, you have to pay the court fee. Suppose you are willing to charge the doctor with 10 lakhs rupees, you have to pay nearly 5%, means 50,000 rupees prior to admission of the case. The scenario has changed when the Consumer Protection Act was introduced in 1986 and medical profession was covered with a 1993 judgment, that was BP Santha versus IM, when it was very clearly stated that the medical services are under the provision of the Consumer Protection Act. And in that circumstances, the cases against the doctors are moving up like anything, and saying it is going to affect the medical tourism. In that change, what is important change in this? Previously, whenever the action has taken place, suppose I am practicing in Ahmad, a case will be registered against me in consumer fora at Ahmad according to the monetary situation. Suppose it is below 10 lakhs, it was in the consumer forum, and it is more than that, it was in the consumer commission. But in 90, the change has made. And if I am treating a patient from Assam, the person in Assam will put a case against me and I have to attend. So whether I have to attend my surgical theatre or I have to attend the Guwahati court, that is a big question. And now when we are talking about the medical tourism, the person coming from so many different countries, and these different countries have different acts, and everything is going to be faced by the medical profession. So there will be many hurdles. I am putting this thing is very important on a medical tourism, that this will create a big problem for us as number is increasing. Initially, their imagination of the expectation will be not satisfied and will create the risk. So it will be a big problem in the future. Thank you really for allowing me.
So, Dr. Prem, I think we'll move on with you. What are the best practices done by MVT in other countries compared to India?
See, first of all, good afternoon everyone. Pleasure to come here. Thank you Excelji, Maneshji and all organizers. Dr. Meckclai, thank you for inviting me. This is a wonderful discussion. We are talking about architect, wellness, legalities and all those things. But when you take all these things and compare from the global perspective, it goes completely for the toss and the spin. Why I say go for toss? Because some of the figures which Dr. Meckclai shared, I'm sorry, that those are not, in the research and all those things happen, but on reality, there are no accurate measurement of any medical tourism figure, any part of the world. You go any country, so yes, there is an exponential growth and it's growing by 20% and all those things, but there are no figures. We do not really know how big is the industry. And as Ahmad clearly, very beautifully said that we are losing our ranking. And when we started medical tourism 18 years back, I was a chairman of a conference happened in Malaysia. India was still on the second and third number because there were no competitors, right? And in Latin America came and we just got out of the business from US, and now Turkey has come. We are out of the European business, and now in the Middle Eastern countries are promoting medical tourism. And we are not coping up on that comparatively. Obviously, some of our facilitators doing wonderful job. Other facilitators are still playing just the role of mediator. And the rules and regulations should rightly. And in fact, Dr. Meckclai would say that all of us, even though we have a different topic, but if you combine, it's a beautiful strategy to grow the medical tourism. India has a huge advantage to promote medical and wellness together. Because in wellness, we are already unbelievably strong. We understand the root of wellness. I'm not going to take a lot of time to just explain the philosophy of wellness and all. I'm author of Wellness Tourism book. So I have covered those subjects, but we have such a wonderful understanding. And you put that wellness with the architect, then you go a step beyond, completely ahead. But regardless of whatever you create, if you do not provide those quality services, and the word which you want to use is called perception. So people's perception is different towards the services of the medical tourism, and when they come, what they get is very different, and that's where the problem happens. And all this is possible by doing a capacity building. I see that many countries doing lots of things on capacity building, accreditation. If I'm not just telling you Turkey, you can't run a medical tourism facilitation business without a certificate, right? And similarly in Malaysia, something like that. Even in Malaysia, certain hospitals need to get approval before they start promoting medical tourism. So there are a lot more things than just a small figures and facts and all those things. But India does have a great capability, and some of these points, if we combine, I'm sure we will have wonderful points to discuss.
So, first off, my introduction, my name is Akriti, and I'm part of Invest India. And I'm sure everybody would be aware when I'm here working on scaling intention. It's not yet launched, so we don't talk much about it, but we are very excited about it, and we are trying to actually launch it, especially globally as well. So, just wanted to quickly go through, and I think it's best if I actually went in the end, because I feel I'll be able to put all of these panelists' points in my PPT as well. So, as far as the vision goes, from the government aspect, I believe the vision is to ensure that India becomes the top, like as per the medical tourism index, we are 10th right now as discussed, but we are hoping to become maybe number 1 or number 2, and I think we have all the capabilities and all the advantages that we have with us, and I have a slide on that as well, but I'm sure everybody in the panel knows about it, and even in the audience as well. So I think the vision that we will become the top number 1, number 2 within the next 5 years, I think it's honestly not a very difficult task. I think if we work together, the government and the industry, I think we'll be able to achieve that target for us. And of course, we have the speciality of having wellness or the traditional medicine, Ayush, and providing integrated health as a solution. I feel we'll be able to overpower the Turkeys of the world for sure. And Turkey's not even in the top 10, so I think we have a game. Yeah, we still have a game on with that. And I feel we'll be able to use our prowess in all the aspects, whether it's skill power, whether it's even our culture of seva and Akriti, we'll be able to overpower all the countries. And in fact, the target that we have set for us, like it's not visible, I'm not sure if it's visible well right now, but we are expected to be 13 billion by 2026. This is a report, like Sir mentioned, that we don't have exact figures, and there are different ways by which we calculate the medical tourism industry, but we quote a report, artisan report that we have. We can share this slide as well. So this is the report that we are using right now for figures. So I believe 13 billion is, I think it will be achieved within the next 1 or 1.5 years. So this is not the right estimate. We will have to go back to the report, we will come back with better numbers. So this is the advantage India. As you see, the slide is very full, because I feel we have a lot of advantages to offer. Especially when it comes to the skilled manpower, we have the number of healthcare workers that we have, the kind of services that we provide, the fluency in English that we have, and the additional aspect of even the quality accreditation. So we have 40 JCI hospitals, that's around 8 to 10% of the entire JCI hospitals that exist across the world. So that is a very huge number. And since we have been looking at these numbers over like 7 to 8 months, we have seen a rise in the number of JCI hospitals in India as well. So the number is getting contributed mostly, the increase is coming mostly from India as well, and we know a lot of other hospitals that are trying to get the JCI accreditation. And of course the wellness aspect, I think that is very important, that is highlighted already here. So I think that is an additional USP that we can pitch for our country and ensure that the vision is achieved. So quickly, I just also wanted to discuss the different investment opportunities. Since we are an investment promotion organization, I just also wanted to quickly touch upon the different opportunities that will be brought about when the MVT will start growing, and it will definitely start growing a lot in the next couple of years, especially with the impetus from the government. So these are the different opportunities that exist right now. I'm sure everybody is aware. But I would like to quickly go on a different opportunity, as Ms. Vertica also pointed out, the architectural aspect of things. And I especially want to quote the Dubai Health City. I have also used their example as well. So while you're doing a lot of benchmarking with other countries, like Japan has a different portal, Malaysia has that health lounge that we have, we are trying to ask a lot of airport operators to bring that in as well, that aspect in. But I feel the Medicity concept is something that we can achieve, especially something like the Air City area. We can definitely achieve that. And because of this, a lot of patients are actually traveling to Dubai, especially all the Middle Eastern countries try to go to Dubai only because of this facility as well. Because it's like a one-stop shop. You don't have to go anywhere. All the hotels are there, all the wellness centers, post-operative care, which is very important, which gets sort of missed out in all the conversation. So I feel this is a very interesting investment opportunity, and of course the government is also looking at it as well. This is something that we can definitely look at. The overview of Invest India, how we can help, as I'm sure everybody will know, we have a dedicated PMU or project monitoring unit with the Ministry of Health, wherein we are working with them on the MVT ecosystem as well. But this is just a snapshot of how we can help investors as well. So this is the end-to-end facilitation we can do. If you're considering of establishing maybe a Medicity, or if you're coming up with a hospital where you want to say, I want to dedicate this hospital only to Arabs, where I can provide them luxury services, 5 stars, 6 stars, 7 stars. So that is something that we can definitely help you with all the regulations in place and everything in place. So we can be on, and all our services are definitely pro bono. So that is something additional highlight of that. And since we feel that it's a very interesting topic and everything, so we have taken it up specifically and highlighted the investment opportunities. You can reach out to us on our email addresses and everything, and I'd love to interact with you. Definitely very interesting panel. I'm sorry, I hope I was able to save time.
No, of course you have, don't worry.
So thanks so much, and I've definitely noted all the points from the panelists as well.
I think it's a well-said thought process which has summed up most of the issues. It has covered quality, it has covered architecture, it has covered Heal India, it has covered the medical legal aspect, it has covered what Dr. Prem has said, and also it has said that you do need a base statistics to go on. Without a base statistics, you cannot move anywhere. No research or anything can be done without a number. So I think I would like to thank all of you for this wonderful session and great knowledge.
So we discuss a lot about the strategy about the government, but some of you might be from hospital, clinic, doctors, and might want to come into medical tourism. In fact, I have a standalone medical tourism session towards the end where I will be discussing key strategies, how to come into the business and what are the key challenges and all those things. Just a small point. Thank you.
Thank you.
One important point, Madam has rightly said we are in the top 5 in the global scenario for providing the medical tourism services. But I pray that our top 5, when they will take the treatment in India, will be the best.
The quality of treatment.
After spending more than 25 years in healthcare in India, and everyone's talking about Dubai, Turkey, Malaysia, let me tell you, all of you, India is far, far ahead in terms of medical care. It's the only problem we have is we are not organized. And if we organize ourselves, we can be the medical tourism destination of the world. I mean, Dubai, DFCC, gone. Malaysia, gone. Turkey is coming up. Go. By 2024, they'll also go. But India stood there. And I've seen that transformation happen. as I said, this is one of my businesses. My main core is setting up hospitals. But if we organize ourselves, we will be number one, come on.
I think all our panelists are motivated that India should be, and I think we all should work towards that to get India as number one for MVT, the tourist destination, not only for medical tourism, but also for other tourisms. So thank you all for this wonderful session and wonderful insight.